Hello, this is Assignment 1 Grading System Logic for DSC 430 Python Programming. I am going to do a quick rundown of the grading system. So, please answer these questions as yes and no. Let's do yes, yes, and I'm going to enter no for this one. So the program ends. So these questions are yes and no questions. If you don't have a correct file or if it doesn't include the name and date or honor statement or video link, the grade is 0 automatically. So I'm going to run it again and then keep going with yes answers. Yes, 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 so we can move forward. Now please answer these questions out of 10 points. I'm going to give myself a 10 for this one. 10 for this one. It also takes in a floating point number, and if I enter something wrong, it's going to say please try again. And if I enter anything that is more than 11, it's going to complain and ask us to try it again, since the limit is 10 for the points. And let's do 10 for this one. And was this assignment submitted late? If I say yes, then it's going to ask me the question, how late was it? I'm going to do 5 hours. So since I was less by 5 hours, which is 2 points because of late submission, so my grade is 37.9 out of 40. And this is the code base for that. So it calls the function compute grade, that takes these yes and no questions and the code correctness score, and if it's late submitted, then ask the question how late was it, and it gets the grade from there. To answer the questions, the first question is, how does a function stop asking questions when the user filled an early condition, including their name? So if you see here, if it's not a correct file, it just returns the grade, which is 0. That's how it just stops. And if it's yes, then it keeps on going, since these all functions are if not and if not. Okay. And second question is, how did you deal with the fact that input returns a string when you need it int to compute the total score? So let's go to this function. So since we need integer which needs to be less than 10, less than or equal to 10, I have this helper function validate int, which takes in the answer, takes in the limit, and checks if it's a float or integer. And if it's not able to convert for any reason, it will ask us to try it again and enter the correct format, int or a float. The last question is, why should it return the score as an integer? So I have this compute grade function. Let's say I printed the grade here. The only function that would read the grade is the compute grade, but since I return it, I can also call the function in the main and then do whatever I want with the grade score or with the total score. And I also have the total score which says 40, and that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video.